Running a business or managing your personal finances? Let GIL Accountancy Services take the stress away. As trusted chartered accountants and business advisors, we help you stay compliant, save tax, and grow with confidence. Whether you're self-employed, a landlord, run a limited company, or a charity, our tailored solutions are built for you. Claim your free initial consultation today. Call 079-61-248-834 or email Dan at gilaccountants.com. GIL Accountancy Services, your partners in success.
You're on your way to Ghana. Boy, oh boy, you're stressed out, tired. God, you're going to be resting. Okay, then let me recommend to you JN Mobile Spa in Accra, Ghana. Oh boy, JN Mobile Spa, they provide organic care in massage. Are you stressed? Do you need rejuvenated, etc.? For your facials, maybe exfoliating, firming, and lifting? Then contact JN Spa on 00233244941 or 00233200606 and they will be right there on time. JN Mobile Spa, your health and beauty needs at your doorstep.
I am recording from the beautiful country of Ghana. I'm staying at the Oceanic Resort here in Accra, Ghana, where I am topping up my vitamin D and feeling so energized and vibrant. As you can see, the lovely sea behind me and the sand. I've also brought my products with me, which also helps to energize me. I brought my P84, my Fighter Power X, and the new kid on the block, my Protandem. If you would like to hear more or learn more about these wonderful products that I'm taking, you can either inbox me or click on the link below. Thank you for listening. My health is definitely my wealth. Thank you.
It's so delicious. Like when you eat it, we got greens, meat, fish, everything is in there.
And the tilapia fish, it tastes amazing. Softness, moist, and definitely the taste.
Of the seasoning from Africa. The food is just like back home. From back home. Tastes very good.
I bring the Ghana to England. Yeah, can have what do you call the ampesi, fufu, chosavi, banku, weche, dollar, Ghana dollar. Oh my God, Ama dollar. Name the food. When you come to Ama to eat, Ama is not do it for you.
When you come to Amersfoort, you get the best chosavi in the whole United Kingdom. London. Yes.
As you can see, I've got short hair and I'm going to put it on and I'll show you the outcome. See you in a bit. And this is the result. And as you can see, I absolutely love it. So yeah, if you're looking for someone who can do really good quality extensions, new pop wigs and wigs, I highly recommend Kamina. Kamina hair.
Do you or anyone you know suffer with oxidative stress? Oxidative stress is a condition where your body produces too many free radicals, which can damage cells and lead to health problems. Diseases caused by oxidative stress include heart disease, blood disorder, diabetes, arthritis, stroke, chronic fatigue, neurodegenerative disease, premature aging, autoimmune disorders, etc. Health is real wealth. Move, nourish, thrive. Need help? Call me for more information on +4 4 7 4 2 4 4 8 9 5 7 8.
Running a business or managing your personal finances? Let GIL Accountancy Services take the stress away. As trusted chartered accountants and business advisors, we help you stay compliant, save tax, and grow with confidence. Whether you're self-employed, a landlord, run a limited company, or a charity, our tailored solutions are built for you. Claim your free initial consultation today. Call 07961 248 834 or email dan@gillaccountants.com. GIL Accountancy Services, your partners in success.
Running a business or managing your personal finances? Let GIL Accountancy Services take the stress away. As trusted chartered accountants and business advisors, we help you stay compliant, save tax, and grow with confidence. Whether you're self-employed, a landlord, run a limited company, or a charity, our tailored solutions are built for you. Claim your free initial consultation today. Call 07961 248 834 or email dan@gillaccountants.com. GIL Accountancy Services, your partners in success.
You're on your way to Ghana. Boy, oh boy, you stressed out, tired. Go, you're going to be resting. Okay, then let me recommend to you JN Mobile Spa in Accra, Ghana. Oh boy, JN Mobile Spa, they provide organic care in massage. Are you stressed? Do you need rejuvenated, etc.? For your facials, maybe exfoliating, firming, and lifting? Then contact JN Spa on 00233 244 941 002 or 00233 2006 06386, and they will be right there on time. JN Mobile Spa, your health and beauty needs at your doorstep.
From the beautiful country of Ghana. I'm staying at the Oceanic Resort here in Accra, Ghana, where I am topping up my vitamin D and feeling so energized and vibrant. As you can see, the lovely sea behind me and the sand. I've also brought my products with me, which also helps to energize me. I brought my P84, my Fighter Power X, and the new kid on the block, my Protandu. If you would like to hear more or learn more about these wonderful products that I'm taking, you can either inbox me or click on the link below. Thank you for listening. My health is definitely my wealth. Thank you.
It's so delicious. Like when you eat it, we got greens, meat, fish, everything is in there.
And the tilapia fish, it tastes amazing. Softness, moist, and definitely the taste.
Of the seasoning from Africa. The food is just like back home. From back home. Tastes very good.
I bring the Ghana to England. Yeah, can have what do you call the ampesi, fufu, chosavi, benku, weche, dollar Ghana dollar. Oh my God, Ama dollar. Name the food when you come to Ama to eat. Ama is not do it for you.
When you come to Amersfoort, you get the best chosavi in the whole United Kingdom, London. Yes.
As you can see, I've got short hair, and I'm going to put it on and I'll show you the outcome. See you in a bit. And this is the result. And as you can see, I absolutely love it. So yeah, if you're looking for someone who can do really good quality extensions, new pop wigs and wigs, I highly recommend Kamina. Kamina here!
Do you or anyone you know suffer with oxidative stress? Oxidative stress is a condition where your body produces too many free radicals, which can damage cells and lead to health problems. Diseases caused by oxidative stress include heart disease, blood disorder, diabetes, arthritis, stroke, chronic fatigue, neurodegenerative disease, premature aging, autoimmune disorders, etc. Health is real wealth. Move, nourish, thrive. Need help? Call me for more information on +4 4 7 4 2 4 4 8 9 5 7 8.
Running a business or managing your personal finances? Let GIL Accountancy Services take the stress away. As trusted chartered accountants and business advisors, we help you stay compliant, save tax, and grow with confidence. Whether you're self-employed, a landlord, run a limited company, or a charity, our tailored solutions are built for you. Claim your free initial consultation today. Call 07961 248 834 or email dan@gillaccountants.com. GIL Accountancy Services, your partners in success.
Running a business or managing your personal finances? Let GIL Accountancy Services take the stress away. As trusted chartered accountants and business advisors, we help you stay compliant, save tax, and grow with confidence. Whether you're self-employed, a landlord, run a limited company, or a charity, our tailored solutions are built for you. Claim your free initial consultation today. Call 07961 248 834 or email dan@gillaccountants.com. GIL Accountancy Services, your partners in success.
SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission-free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
The best radio show
all around the world. Broadcasting live online. In your car,
at work,
at home,
on your smartphone.
This is Starr Radio UK. Are you ready to turn it up?
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I know your heart is aching. Smile even though it's breaking. When there are clouds in the sky, you get by. If you smile through your fear and sorrow, smile and maybe tomorrow you find that life is still worthwhile if you just smile. Hey, this is Archie, and you are listening to Starr Radio UK and the Morning Show.
Starr Radio. Radio for the people, by the people.
Okay, let me say massive good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good dawn to you wherever you might be on planet Earth, and those of you on other planets as well. Let us welcome you all to the Starr Radio UK Tuesday edition of the morning show, and I remain yours sincerely, the one and only.
This is the morning show with Archie.
Yes, so from now till 12 or thereafter, when we bring the program to a close of 12:30, when we bring the program to a close, I'm going to be your captain. I'm going to bring you everything from archaeology to zoology, from Accra to Zanzibar. I have to stay on this platform. If it's making the headlines, but rest assured of one thing, I'm going to bring it to the fore. So wherever you are, once again, welcome to the program. This is Starr Radio UK, and this is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. And let me take this opportunity to say good morning to my producer, Mr. Francis Guy. Good morning to no other one but Atakofi all the way in Ashaman, Ghana, and Yana Joe in Ashaman, Ghana as well. I want to salute each and every one of you. Eben, all the way in Cape Town, South Africa, good morning to you. Hope you are all doing very, very well. My brother Felix, all the way in Aberdeen, hope you are doing good. The money man, Mr. Dan Tebury, CEO of GIL Accountancy Services, I salute you. Good morning to Mr. Lemi Koiki, KB Bossman, Vicky Newton, Mr. Frank Davids, and Bishop Adeshina, Reverend Emmanuel Setchidi. Good morning to you all there. A special good morning also goes to no other one but the one and only Anthony Adedeji Samsudin, Tosino. Yes, my apologies, Tosino, all the way in Moscow. Massive good morning to you. And let me say good morning also to no other one but the one and only. All of you who watch us live on the Koiki Media platforms and the United States of Biafra platforms, we want to salute each and every one of you. We're just here as a voice to anyone who needs it. And let me once again say welcome to the program. Those of you listening to us here in the UK or other parts of the world, Comfort Haven all the way in Minnesota, good morning to you. And Mr. John of Oribuama, good morning to you there as well. I hope you are doing very, very well, and the family there as well. Okay, let's move on. Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London, and we are plodding on. All right then. May Queen, good morning to you, and to Mami and Curtis as well. Salute each and every one of you. Do me a massive favor, share the broadcast with your friends and loved ones, and invite them to like our pages. Okay, so let's kick off. Now, the quote for the day says what? The quote for the day says, success follows the law of sowing and reaping. It is not normal to sow one thing and expect something different. So you want to get it, you got to be in there. You need to invest in that, and then you can get it. Be in it. Win it. All right then. Okay, so that's just by way of the code for the day. Let's move on swiftly to what? Yes. To the weather front. Now, this afternoon will be dry with sunny spells and variable cloud, though it will become increasingly cloudy from the west by the evening, warm and locally very warm. Tonight will be largely cloudy and breezy, but generally dry with just a chance of the odd spot of light rain edging in from the west at times. So it could be hit and miss there. But when it comes to the temperatures, just bear with me whilst I try to get the temperature there. All right. Let me bring that your way from the other system here. So So when it comes to the temperatures for today, don't you worry, we're sorting it out. Top temperature is going to be 25 degrees. The lowest is going to be 16 degrees. UV level is going to be high. Pollen is going to be very high, and pollution is going to be low. Sunset 21:20 and sunrise for tomorrow morning 04:43 hours. That brings us to the end of the weather forecast. And this is Star Radio UK, and this is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. So we are plodding on, or as I say, moving on, whatever the situation is. All right then. So now moving on straight to what? Your travels and whatever I got for you. As I would say, keep your eyes on the roads. Keep your eyes on the roads as keeping navigated our promise, our bond. So on the travel this morning, on the underground, I can tell you shortly, just been updated. The Victoria line is suffering minor delays on the entire line while they face a track fault at Walthamstow Central. So please check it out. On the major roads in London, as you know where I go to now, A12 and A41 are experiencing serious delays. So you got to make sure if you are stuck in there, continue to listen to us, because as and when there are any changes, rest assured of one thing, I'll bring you to the fore. Also on the river bus, the Woolwich Ferry, until tomorrow, the 17th of June, will be closed for planned engineering works on both vessels. All right, and that aside, all the other lines are running a good service. DLR, London Tramlink, London Overground, good service there as well. The London Cable Car is also running a good service, bringing us straight to the final segment of the travel update. And that is what? National Rail. But I can tell you shortly, on the National Rail, good service throughout. That is a very big surprise, right? All right then. So ladies and gentlemen, this is Star Radio UK, and those are your updates on your travels. And I will say it as I normally will. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good dawn to you, wherever you might be on planet Earth. Enjoy your commute for today. But you know what? Continue to keep those eyes where? On the roads. We take a commercial break, we come back, and I'll be taking you where? Global Trotting. Stay tuned and don't touch the dial. You're on your way to Ghana. Boy, oh boy, you stressed out, tired. Go, you're going to be resting. Okay, then let me recommend to you JN Mobile Spa in Accra, Ghana. Oh boy, JN Mobile Spa, they provide organic care in massage. Are you stressed? Do you need rejuvenated, etc.? For your facials, maybe exfoliating, firming, and lifting? Then contact JN Spa on 00233244941 002 or 00233200606 and they will be right there on time. JN Mobile Spa, your health and beauty needs at your doorstep.
This is Star Radio UK.
Everywhere you go, Afrobeat reggae dancehall taking over. Everywhere you go, Afrobeat reggae dancehall taking over. Yo, what's up, people? This is a boy Raskin Bobo One. Tune in every day, every night at the Star Radio UK with the big man them Archie. When I say Orta, you say fire.
Welcome to the program. This is Star Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London, bringing the time now to 11:19. And it is the Wednesday edition of the morning show. And we go what? Global Trotting. Okay, so what is happening from across the globe? Kicking off from the UK front. Well. Thames Water moves step closer to nationalization after government objects to rescue deal. The Environment Secretary says the deal does not do enough for consumers or the environment. So let's see what happens on that front. Oh yeah? Okay. Then Putin trying to intimidate with activities in UK. Former MI6 chief is saying an NHS report told of maternity problems before inquiry. Newsreader Tina Dahaley to Live Radio 2 Breakfast show. Those are some of the stories making the rounds there. In other stories making the rounds in other parts of the world as well. Trump says deal to end means Iran will never get nuclear weapon. The U.S. president was speaking at the G7 summit in France with details of an agreement set to be formally signed on Friday, yet to be released. Ladies and gentlemen, Starr Radio UK, still on the American front and pertaining to what Donald Trump and his people are saying. Daylight robbery, but what fans are spending on the World Cup. People are talking about huge sums that are being spent. They didn't have time to jump. Witnesses recall skydiving plane crash, and then Anthropic to meet White House over AI tool suspension. And SpaceX IPO raised $10 billion more than thought. And well, that is what is making Elon tilting towards being the first ever trillionaire in the world. All right, the richest man becoming the more richer man. All right then, Starr Radio UK. As we move on to some of the other stories making the rounds this morning, and moving on straight to Latin American area as well, as the World Cup continues from there. And Amman kidnapped high-ranking security official in Haiti. Brazil, a woman dies after rope jumping instructor failed to attach a cord. Wow! 3 men have been arrested after instructors failed to attach a rope to her before helping her jump from a bridge, jumping to her death. Boy, we're going to tell you more about all that as the program goes on. This is all coming your way from Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. A captain of a Russian shadow fleet tanker intercepted in Channel has been charged. What one country experiment says about attempts to boost birth rates. Now, why did Hungary pronatalists approach the liver on early rise in births only, then to fall back? And those are lessons that are gone on. I will do our best to see whether we can bring them all your way. France star Mbappe vows to increase defensive work. Okay, so let's see. It's easier said than done. You get on the field and things change because your opponents might be bringing in something that you actually had not thought of. But ladies and gentlemen, this is all coming away from Starr Radio, okay? It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. In Asia, a year on, 6 questions still hunt the India crash investigation. And now people getting the composition that they need and everything. UK and Japan agree an 18 billion investment deal. Those are some stories making the rounds there. India temporarily bans Telegram over exam paper leak concerns. All right. This is all coming away from Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. On the African front, and what have I got for you there? Let's go on there. Okay, before then, in the Middle East, Iran deal present political nightmare for Netanyahu. Now, we'll be telling you more about that. And 8 dead after a U.S. Air Base Force B-52 bomber crashes in California. There are some stories making the rounds. We're going to be telling you more about all that as the program goes on. As I said, on the African front, recovery of Ebola patients offers rare moments of a joy at epic center of outbreak. There are glimpses of happiness in the Democratic Republic of Congo. Fight against the virus that has killed more than 170 people. And Nigeria Army frees widow of ex-general who died in captivity. We'll be telling you more about that. There wasn't any ambulance. They are putting the person, laying the person on their knees, and well, because maybe if they took an ambulance there, that would not help the situation. Okay, and a 40-year-old keeper who inspired K-Vet's historic debut. Well, he did great, didn't he? South Africa jazz legend Abdullah Ibrahim dies at 91. And Tunisia sax Lamochi Just one game into the World Cup. When you do that, then you know that the end is coming for you. But hey, ladies and gentlemen, Starr Radio UK, still coming your way, from the African front. South Africa artists lose gigs across Africa amid xenophobia tension. South Africa has admitted that growing accusations of xenophobia are beginning to hurt its economy, with local artists and businesses facing cancellation of gigs and business deals. There, it's all coming away from Starr Radio. Okay, Nigeria is saying that 10,000 former Boko Haram fighters have been reintegrated. Authorities in Nigeria, northeastern Borno State, says nearly 10,000 former Boko Haram fighters have now been reintegrated into society. But can you actually say or attest to the fact that they've actually reformed? Or maybe click this one, it clicks. Click that one, it clicks, and then you say, yeah, they've reformed. Really, we've seen situations like that. But I will tell you more about that. Uganda Army Chief sparks outrage after boasting about opposition lawyers' detention. And Uganda's Army Chief is the son of the president, Yoweri Museveni. And they are a law to themselves. So they do whatever they want. I want to know more. You got to stay tuned as we continue. Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London, as we look into some other stories from Nigeria as well. For nabbed as anti-wildlife trafficking operation seizes elephant tusks in Lagos and Ogun State. There are some stories making the rounds there. And then in Ghana, a conference that seems to be going on there. Let me see what I can bring you. The stories making the rounds this morning. Okay, there is a banter going on. Presidency explains 148% compensation jump. Cites arrears, ex gratia, and staffing changes. And cocoa farmers spared another blow as government rejects price cuts despite global slump. That's what the Cocoa Board is saying. Why is government still holding on to that? Because if they don't, what is going to happen is that people are going to sell their lands and have their gallery say. They don't want to do that, do they? Well. Ladies and gentlemen, Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Okay, so we move on. One of the still the Ashanti Regional Chairman of the MPP, the opposition party now, is saying that he's ready to apologize wholeheartedly to the president if he were found to be in a wrong standing. But we'll be telling you more about all that as the program goes on. It's all coming away from Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. The police have arrested a suspect in connection with the murder of UCC student Innocentia. Wow. So more going to be coming your way from there. But now, let's take a quick break. We come back and I will bring you the details of all the stories making the round this morning. But do me a massive favor, share the broadcast with your friends and loved ones and invite them to like our pages. This is Starr Radio UK, and this is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London.
Hi, I am recording from the beautiful country of Ghana. I'm staying at the Oceanic Resort here in Accra, Ghana, where I am topping up my vitamin D and feeling so energized and vibrant. As you can see, the lovely sea behind me and the sand. I've also brought my products with me, which also helps to energize me. I brought my P84, my Fighter Power X, and the new kid on the block, my Protandem. If you would like to hear more or learn more about these wonderful products that I'm taking, you can either inbox me or click on the link below. Thank you for listening. My health is definitely my wealth. Thank you.
It's so delicious. Like when you eat it, we got greens, meat, fish, everything is in there.
And the tilapia fish, it tastes amazing. Softness, moist, and definitely the taste.
The seasoning from Africa. The food is just like back home. Tastes very good.
I bring the Ghana to England. Yeah, can have what do you call the ampesi, fufu, chosavi, banku, weche, dollar Ghana dollar. Oh my God, Ama dollar. Name the food when you come to Ama to eat. Ama is not do it for you.
When you come to Amersfoort, you get the best chosavi in the whole United Kingdom, London. Yes.
Running a business or managing your personal finances? Let GIL Accountancy Services take the stress away. As trusted chartered accountants and business advisors, we help you stay compliant, save tax, and grow with confidence. Whether you're self-employed, a landlord, run a limited company, or a charity, our tailored solutions are built for you. Claim your free initial consultation today. Call 079-61-248-834 or email Dan at gilaccountants.com. GIL Accountancy Services, your partners in success.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR, S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse. Hi there. Are you dreaming of owning your own house in Ghana? Then you will need a well-documented piece of land that is free from troubles. I highly recommend My Africa Property for any size of land that you will need. With My Africa Property, lands are available in Pram, Sopoli, Tohenia, Ogome, Dodova, Winneba, and many other locations at affordable prices. These locations are about an hour away from the airport, only 35 minutes from the motorway, 10 minutes drive from Central University College, 10 minutes drive to the beach, and close to Pram Senior High School and Ghanaman Soccer Center of Excellence. For more details, visit our website www.myafricaproperty.com or call our UK office on 0208 123 2523. For our US and Canada offices, call us on +1 585 184 994145. You can also email us at ghana@myafricaproperty.com.
Everywhere you go, Afrobeat reggae dancehall taking over. Everywhere you go, Afrobeat reggae dancehall taking over. Yo, what's up, people? This is a boy Raskin Bobo One. Tune in every day, every night at the Starr Radio UK with the big man them Archie. When I say order, you say fire.
Welcome back to the program Starr Radio UK, your station. I'm Archie, your man, as you heard it, and it's now time for us to go into the details of some of the stories that we touched on this morning. Do me a massive favor, share the broadcast with friends and loved ones, and invite them to like our pages as well. But let me take this opportunity to say happy birthday to Ajua, Miss Ajua Tabiri. Yes, Ajua, I hope you are doing very, very well, very, very well there. So wherever you are, Ajua, may you enjoy your day. Your friends and loved ones will be celebrating with you, and then your own Uncle Archie will make sure. Yes, we get together later, right? Good. Okay. All right then. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you are there celebrating a special day today, let me also say happy birthday or happy whatever celebrations that you are also celebrating today. All right then. Okay. Now let's move on to the details of all the stories that we've touched on this morning, and make sure that when you have any suggestions or inputs to that, feel free. You can share it with us, right? But like I said, get yourself a hot or cold drink, whichever is appropriate. And let's take this journey, not to the unknown, but to the known. Welcome back to the program, Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Okay, so in the UK front, now, the government has objected to a proposed rescue deal for Thames Water in a move which takes the UK's largest water company a step closer to a form of nationalisation. Environment Secretary Emma Reynolds wrote to the industry regulator on Monday to raise concerns over the 10 billion package. The 10 billion package put forward by the firm's lenders. Fears the company could collapse first emerged 3 years ago, and the government has been on standby to take control if required ever since. Now, Reynolds said the deal does not do enough for consumers or the environment, but Thames creditors said its plan was the fastest route to improving the firm's performance. Now, if the company does not go bust, households will still have drinking water and sewage services. Now, Thames Water said, which serves about 16 million customers, mostly across London and parts of the southeastern England, has faced heavy criticism in recent years over its performance, sewage discharges, and pipe leaks. In May last year, it was handed a £122.7 million pounds fine, the biggest ever issued by the water industry regulator of what? For breaching rules on sewage spills and shareholder payouts. A group of its existing lenders have offered to write off £9.4 billion of its near £20 billion debt pile and inject billions in new money, but want leniency from future pollution fines in return. Now, London and Valley Water, a consortium of larger financial institutions and investors, said some 3.35 billion of cash will be put into the company, along with a new 6.55 billion debt facility. It will be part of a 10 billion business plan until 2030. Now, Reynolds said on Tuesday that she did not want a scenario where Thames Water consumers had to pick up the bill for the company's failures. I've written to have what? To set out my early concerns that creditors' proposal don't do enough to protect consumers and the environment. She added that the government stands ready for all eventualities, including temporary nationalization. Reynolds is due to address Parliament today. Now, LMVW hit back at Reynolds' comments, saying it did not recognize her characterization of the deal as bad for customers and the environment. A spokesman for LMVW said that's not VW, the car. That is London and Valley Water Consortium. That is LMVW. Said the proposed deal was a long-term solution that recognizes the full extent of Thames Water's problems. All other routes offer significantly worse outcomes for our customers and the environment. Our proposal do not anticipate any increase in customer bills beyond those set out by Ofwat, they added. Creating further delays and transferring risks to the taxpayer with special administration is not the right answer. It will only delay the process of fixing Thames Water. Well, interestingly, if I've invested in Thames Water, I will be expecting that my money will be bringing some profit there. interest there because it's not for free, is it? But again, how come that when it comes to utilities here in the UK, our prices are so high? I think in Europe, unless of course, I've not done a research, but I don't know whether to say that in Europe ours is the worst off. So I asked myself the question: what do we do? What kind of water are we drinking? What kind of chemicals are they using, or whatever? It comes to electricity, ours is far over. When it comes to transportation, ours our prices are so high. But you ask yourself the question: what is all that? Well, you might not know. Maybe shareholders are making it, so why not? If they make it, they'll pay taxes, right? Ladies and gentlemen, this is Starr Radio UK, and this is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. We'll touch on one other story and quickly we'll move on to some other stories making the rounds in other parts of the world this morning. The Prime Minister Keir Starmer has said he is pleased justice has been done after 2 men were convicted of arson attacks on property connected to him. Ukrainian national Roman Lavrinich, 22, and Ukrainian-born Romanian national Stanislav Kapik, 27, were found guilty on Monday on conspiring to carry out arson attack on property and car in 2025. That was shortly after the verdict. A BBC Panorama investigation revealed that Russia was behind the arson attack. Now, speaking from G7 summit in France, Starmer said he was very pleased for his family's sake that the men were convicted. Prosecutors found the arson attack were carried out in 2025 after a suspect was recruited online by Russian-speaking Telegram user Elmoni, who promised him payment. A BBC Panorama investigation uncovered evidence suggesting he is a 23-year-old Russian diplomat, Evgeny Lyonshin, the son of a senior official who has been schooled in information warfare by spies and propagandists. Well, BBC further says that Elmoni offered Russian citizens in return for other attacks and glorified Putin in messages. Accounts based in Russia also spread disinformation on the motive for the attack. So here's comment on Tuesday came as the UK announced a fresh wave of sanctions on Russia targeting the Kremlin's shadow fleet used to move Russian oil and gas and the finance networks used to evade Western sanctions. Ladies and gentlemen, Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Let me have a sip of some water. You can also have yourself a very nice or cold drink, whichever is appropriate, wherever you might be this morning. So I come your way from Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Now, this story, let me touch on that and then we go. Now, a man has been released on bail after a woman was allegedly pushed into the part of a bus in southwest London 9 years ago. CCTV footage appeared to show a jogger running along Putney Bridge and shoving the woman into the road in May 2017. The bus swerved to avoid her, meaning she was not seriously injured. The 44-year-old man was arrested on suspicion of attempted grievous bodily harm on Monday and then released on bail, the Metropolitan Police have said. The force previously closed its investigation after 3 men were arrested and later released without charge. Footage of the incident shows a bus being forced to swerve into the lane next to them to avoid hitting the woman. Sergeant Matt Knowles said at the time it was only due to the superb quick reaction of the bus driver that she was not hit by the vehicle. Detectives identified more than 50 people of interest before closing the investigation in 2018, saying that all lines of inquiry had been exhausted. So how they managed to get this one, boy, I'm not sure, but I can tell you when the police are after you, they are really after you. At 11:44, Starr Radio UK, the station, the morning show, the program. Yes, click on the dial and let us hear from you. Now, in the U.S., Sad story and the loss of 8 lives. 8 people, including 2 Boeing employees, have been killed after a U.S. Air Force B-52 bomber crashed immediately after takeoff from Edwards Air Force Base in Southern California. The incident occurred at 11:20 local time on Monday, while that is 1920 GMT, while the aircraft had been on a routine test mission. The crash sent a huge plume of black smoke into the air that could be seen for miles. Today, Edwards Air Force Base experienced a terrible tragedy and we lost 8 great Americans, Colonel James Hayes said, describing them as a mixed crew of military, government, civilians, and government contractors. The base earlier said the initial indication were that the crash was not survivable. The crew next of kin were being notified and will be named 24 hours after that, Hayes said in an afternoon briefing. The crash was totally contained within the Edwards Air Force Base on the runway. Hayes said that the base has temporarily grounded operations. The B-52 had been supporting the base radar modernization program. He said the crash immediately after the crash. Crashed immediately after takeoff and burst into flames. After reviewing into initial footage, the incident had been deemed an unrecoverable crash and unsurvivable, he said. No cause has yet been determined and will not be until after a series of investigations which could take up to 30 days. Federal cause analysis investigation could take more than 6 months, Hayes said. We say media souls rest in perfect peace wherever they might be and whatever that might have happened there as well. All the entities who were involved in that as well. Ladies and gentlemen, Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Now, Donald Trump may decide to release a preliminary deal to end the war with Iran before Friday, U.S. President J.D. Vance says, after the U.S. president said the agreement had already been signed. Vance has described the memorandum of understanding between the U.S. and Iran as about a page and a half and a very general document. Now, senior U.S. officials have also begun giving some details about the deal, briefing that Strait of Hormuz will reopen on Friday, the same day the deal is formally linked in Geneva. Now, Iran's Foreign Minister Saeed Abbas Archie confirmed a new round of negotiations on reaching a final peace deal with the U.S. will begin in Switzerland the same day. So let's see, would that bring things down and would that bring a bit of momentum into the wings of Donald Trump at all? Well. I said that Trump says a part of U.S. deal to end the war Iran will never have a nuclear weapon. Iran's nuclear weapon program. Okay, now speaking at the G7 summit in France, Trump also says the deal is going to a second stage, but does not provide more details. Now, key mediator Pakistan announced on Sunday that an agreement had been reached and said it will be signed by the US and Iran in Switzerland on Friday. Its full contents are yet to be shared, but we know it will extend a ceasefire for another 60 days, during which the sides will hold further negotiations. How do you see it all? Ladies and gentlemen, this is Starr Radio UK, and this is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. As we go on, a very, very sad story that I'm sharing with you now. And somebody going bungee jumping, and that's why some people don't want to take the risk at all. A woman has died in what appears to be a tragic extreme sports accident in Brazil. 3 men have been arrested over the incident in which instructors failed to attach a rope to her before helping her jump from a bridge in Sao Paulo state. A footage went viral over the weekend of Maria Eduarda Rodriguez de Freitas being carried to the edge of the abandoned bridge before being let go on Saturday. She fell 40 meters or 130 feet, and emergency services pronounced her dead at the scene. Now, police are now investigating whether the men are culpable of homicide with eventual intent when someone does not have the direct intention but assumes the risk of killing. Now, interestingly, the incident happened in Ponte do Esquilato on the border of Limeira and Cardiopolis in the interior of Sao Paulo, Brazil. In the footage posted on social media, 2 men in white helmets can be seen holding Rodriguez de Freitas, 21, by her arms, while a third is behind holding her feet. Now, when she is cast off the bridge, an onlooker screams at the instructor to attach her cord. The 3 men were wearing harnesses that appeared to be attached to a security rope. Rodriguez de Freitas was buried the following day. Rope jumping is an extreme sport that differs from bungee jumping. It uses low stretch climbing ropes that converts the fall into a horizontal pendulum swing, while bungee jumping uses an elastic rubber cord that creates a vertical bouncing effect. The bridge, called Skeleton Bridge, had been abandoned for years and falls under responsibility of the federal government. Brazil Secretariat of Federal Assets said it was available to assist the authorities in investigation. Very, 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 very sad one. Jumping to your death when you think that you are being protected and up crashing. And boy. All right then. In Europe as well, a very sad story this morning that I just come through. Just 14 minutes ago. Police in Poland are investigating the execution-style murder of a Russian artist and vocal critic of Vladimir Putin. Now, Polish prosecutors said Robert K, known as the artist Simeon Skrzypski, was shot dead on Monday morning in the Polish city of Biała Podlaska, about 40 kilometers, 25 miles from the Belarusian border. The 44-year-old was shot 5 times in the head, chest, and back in a car park in the city, located about 600 meters from the Belarusian consulate. Semyon Skrzypski was a pseudonym used by Robert Kuzovkov. He was known for his caricatures of politicians, including Putin, Belarusian leader Alexander Lukashenko, and Chechen leader Ramzan Kadyrov. Marcin Kozak, spokesman for the district prosecutor's office in Lublin, said that the artist was approached by an unidentified gunman who fired 2 shots at him. When the victim fell to the ground, the perpetrator approached, fired 3 more shots, and then quickly fled the scene. Robert K. died at the scene. He added 5 shells casings and 1 Jericho 9mm Luger bullet were recovered from crime scene. Kozak said an autopsy has been scheduled for Wednesday. He was shot. So now police detained 2 Belarusian citizens, 33 and 37, near the Belarusian consulate in the city. Their role in the incident was still being determined, Kozak said. Media reports said Skrzypski moved to Biała Podlaska in 2021. The victim engaged in public artistic activities and used, among other things, the pseudonym Simeon Skrzypski, under which he expressed criticism of the current policies of the Russian Federation. Authorities, Kozak said. A video posted recently on social media showed Skrzypski at a Russian Day protest outside the Russian embassy in Berlin on the 12th of June. And 3 days on, somebody said 3 days on, yeah, he was murdered. Oh boy. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. At 6 minutes to the top of the hour, I'll do my best to bring you everything that you need to know before we leave the program. But now, if not touched on, yes, in Asia, a year after Air India flight 171 crashed into a medical college campus moments after takeoff from the western Indian city of Ahmedabad, killing 260 people. Investigators still cannot say with certainty why one of the world's most advanced passenger jets fell from the sky. An update released by India's Aircraft Accident Investigation Bureau, the AAIB, on the first anniversary of the disaster on Friday offered few new clues, saying only that analysis of flight recorder data, aircraft systems, engine components, maintenance records, and human factors remains underway. A preliminary report published last July found that seconds after takeoff, the 12-year-old Boeing 787 Dreamliner fuel control switches abruptly moved to the cut-off position, starving both engines of fuel and triggering total power loss, causing it to crash into the facility there, causing the death of 260 people. And that investigation, I don't know whether it's gone well, but boy, need I say more there. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Starr Radio UK, and this is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London at 4 minutes to the top of the hour. Now, the thorny issue is between Donald Trump and Netanyahu. The U.S. ceasefire agreement with Iran has presented Israel's Prime Minister with a political nightmare, smashing the three cornerstones of Benjamin Netanyahu's political career and leaving him trapped in a new security dilemma. How can the man who styled himself as the political whisperer of Washington with real influence over American politicians be sidelined quite so comprehensively and insulted so publicly by his key U.S. ally? How can the man who made taking Iran the centerpiece of Israel's security policy end the war with Iran's regime arguably in a stronger position? And how can his old tarnished political image as Israel's Mr. Security survive the demand from Washington and Tehran that Israel cease attacking Hezbollah and Lebanon months before an Israeli general election? The options facing Netanyahu now are not good. They were summarized by the opposition leader Yair Lapid in the Knesset on Monday as either a direct and destructive confrontation with our greatest ally or submissive surrender of Israelis' interests. The expletive-laden assessment by U.S. President Donald Trump that Netanyahu showed no judgment when ordering a strike on Beirut on Sunday has been seized upon by his political rivals. The media commentators already focus on the election that must be held before the end of October. But comments from the members of Netanyahu's own Likud party and far-right cabinet ministers in his governing coalition, let me pick that one again. But comments from members of Netanyahu's own Likud party and far-right cabinet ministers in his governing coalition also shows the pressure he faces from his own side, most sharply over the demand from Tehran that ceasefire covers military operations on all fronts, including Lebanon. Now, Trump's agreement does not bind us. Israel's far-right national security minister Itamar Ben-Gvir wrote on social media on Monday, "We are not partners to this agreement. That does not ensure our security." Now, Israel will continue to protect itself, Likud lawmaker Ariel Kana said, though he will not clarify whether that meant Israel will continue its attacks. We'll do what we need to do we expect our friend to understand us. He said, sometimes there are disagreements between allies, and allies should also understand their allies when they are in danger. Sima Shin, a former Mossad official and Iran specialist, said it's difficult to understand why the Americans accepted it. By allowing Iran to decide what will happen in Lebanon, the U.S. is giving Iran the possibility of continue to support Hezbollah and to make sure that Hezbollah is a major political actor in the Lebanese arena. Israel is not happy with that. Neither the security establishment nor the political, she said. Ladies and gentlemen, quite an interesting bit there. So, will the peace treaty be broken before it even starts? Or what do you think about all that? It's all coming your way from Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London at exactly 12 o'clock. And this is the Starr Radio UK Morning Show.
This is Starr Radio UK.
You can share your take with us, whatever it might be. Put it on the platform that we are broadcasting on, or text or WhatsApp it to us. And as I did say earlier on, I was it yesterday, and be rest assured of one thing, I'm gonna touch on it. The number is 075396617440, 075396617444, and I will get in touch with you or read your comments, whatever it might be. So wherever you are, stay tuned and don't touch the dial. Let's move on swiftly to the other stories making the rounds, but that's on the African front, but that will be after this quick or short commercial break. Stay tuned and don't touch the dial.
Running a business or managing your personal finances? Let GIL Accountancy Services take the stress away. As trusted chartered accountants and business advisors, we help you stay compliant, save tax, and grow with confidence. Whether you're self-employed, a landlord, run a limited company, or a charity, our tailored solutions are built for you. Claim your free initial consultation today. Call 07961 248 834 or email dan@gillaccountants.com. GIL Accountancy Services, your partners in success.
Everywhere you go, Afrobeat reggae dancehall taking over. Everywhere you go, Afrobeat reggae dancehall taking over. Yo, what's up, people? This is a boy Raskin Bobo One. Tune in every day, every night at the Starr Radio UK with the big man them Archie. When I say Orta, you say fire.
All right, then. Welcome back to the program, to the final segment of the morning show. And where am I? On the African front, recovery of Ebola patients offers rare moments of joy at the epic center of the outbreak. It is strange to witness singing and dancing in a place which has seen mass death, but successful treatment of an Ebola patient is cause for celebration at hospitals in the northeast of the Democratic Republic of Congo. Now, just after midday on Friday, about dozens healthcare workers in green scrubs sang songs of praise. Grace has been shown to us. Grace has been shown to patients as they escorted Daniel Kintambala out of the clinic. Now, 2 negative Ebola tests confirmed he was free of the virus after spending about 3 weeks at the facility. The disease is terrible. I was feeling very ill when I came in here, but God is great. I'm well now. Kintambala, a devout Christian, said as the medics continue to cheer. The 49-year-old, dressed in a black t-shirt and trousers and carrying a black polythene bag, which his sterilized belongings was beaming. When his sterilized belonging was beaming with joy and relief, as he walked between the 2 lines of orange netting that marks out the path out of the treatment center, more than 140 people were confirmed to have died from the rare Bondimbo species of the disease here in Ituri province, the epicenter of the latest outbreak that was first declared just over a month ago. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Starr Radio UK, and this is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. So a good one there for them. But moving on straight to other stories. Let me touch on this because yesterday we brought your way that a retired military general who was kidnapped alongside a wife had died in custody of his kidnappers. But this information coming through says that the wife who was still there had been now rescued. But before I bring you that, let's move on swiftly to the xenophobic attacks and its outcome. South Africa has admitted that growing accusations of xenophobia are beginning to hurt its economy, with local artists and businesses facing setbacks in other African countries. Justice and Constitutional Development Minister Mamoloko Kubayi said some South African entertainers have lost work opportunities across the continent, while business operating abroad are also experiencing difficulties. Kubayi rejected claims that recent deportation and evacuation involving foreign nationals were motivated by xenophobia. She said the measures were aimed at addressing illegal immigration and enforcing the country's laws. However, she acknowledged that South Africa is facing increasing criticism that the fallout is having a real economic consequence. She said in the quote, she said, "We cannot deny that there is a backlash," Kubayi said, adding that government agencies have stepped up engagement with South African companies operating in Africa and other parts of the world. According to the minister, several artists have reported losing bookings in other African countries. She said one performer told her that that every scheduled show outside South Africa had been cancelled, resulting in a significant loss of income. Kubayi urged African nations to separate efforts to combat illegal migration from the treatment of foreigners who are legally living and working in the country. She stressed that migrants with legal status should be protected and treated fairly wherever they reside. Now, her comments come amid renewed scrutiny of South Africa following reports of xenophobic attacks that have sparked concerns across the continent. Countries including Ghana, Nigeria, and Malawi have evacuated some of their citizens from South Africa in response to the tension. Last week, South Africa's captain Ronwen Williams said he was disappointed that many African fans appeared to support Mexico rather than South Africa during the Bafana opening match of the 2026 FIFA World Cup. Now, South Africa suffered a 2-0 defeat at Mexico in the Group A clash, leaving the team under pressure in its bid to reach the knockout stage. His comments have added a wider conversation about whether South Africa's relations with some African countries have been strained by recurring concerns over xenophobia, potentially affecting how the country is viewed across the continent. Well, I don't know how people will react to that, but it's quite a very, very bad one. And let's see, maybe some changes or something there will help. Ladies and gentlemen, Starr Radio UK. So before we get to Nigeria, Kenya will pay compensation to almost 2,000 victims of protest-related human rights abuses, President William Ruto said on Monday, marking a rare national reparation process outside the judicial system. Now, violent protests in the East African nation have left a trail of destruction in which hundreds of people have died, were injured, or suffered business losses. In the most recent incident, 2 demonstrations over an Ebola quarantine center for Americans left 3 people dead and dozens others injured. The victims of human rights abuses will begin receiving compensation from next week after vetting by the state-funded Human Rights Commission. The total pay is expected to total $15 million. Ruto speaking during the release of National Reparation Framework. Report said the compensation represents a state acknowledgement that harm occurred and was not admitting guilt, okay, or admission of guilt. Well, you see how the soldiers and they didn't beat people up, oh boy, with their truncheon. Oh boy. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Starr Radio, okay? It is your favorite African and African and Caribbean radio station in London. Now, one other story before we come, as I'm doing my best to bring you everything. A landmark trial is set to begin in the Central African Republic, where former President Francois Bozize will be tried in absentia on charges of crime against humanity. The UN-backed Special Criminal Court alleges that members of Bozize's security forces committed murder, torture, rape, and enforced disappearances between 2009 and 2013 while he was in power. Bozize, and now 79 and living in exile in Guinea-Bissau, is accused of being of bearing responsibility as commander-in-chief and military leader. 3 former senior military officers linked to the case are already in custody and will face trial. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. But so on, Uganda's power army chief Muhoozi Kainerugaba has sparked outrage after boasting online about the detention of opposition politician and lawyer Erias Lukwago. In a series of posts on X, he shared images appearing to show Lukwago in custody and vowed to inflict hurt and pain on him, claiming the politician was pleading for forgiveness. Lukwago was reportedly seized by military personnel at his home on Monday while preparing legal action against Kainerugaba over the alleged abduction of veteran opposition figure Kizza Besigye. Now, according to relatives, armed men entered the property and took him away without revealing his destination. The incident has drawn sharp condemnation from opposition leaders and right activists who accuse authorities of acting with impunity. Lukwago's wife described the detention as a political kidnapping, while critics say it reflects a growing crackdown on dissent in Uganda. Kainerugaba, the son of the president Yoweri Museveni and a potential successor, had previously faced criticism for controversial social media posts targeting opposition figures. So you torture him and do all those things because I say it, power corrupts. And absolute power corrupts. Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Starr Radio UK, and now we are moving on to Nigeria. Nigeria's military says it has rescued the widow of a retired general who himself had died at the weekend while being held by kidnappers. Major General Rabi Abubakar and his wife Amina were abducted in the northwestern state of Katsina at the end of last month. The military said the kidnappers shot Mrs. Abubakar during the rescue operation before fleeing as troops advanced. She is now being treated in a military hospital, a statement added. One of the couple's daughters, Bilikisu, confirmed the rescue on WhatsApp posting. We are deeply grateful to Allah for his mercy and protection. Our mommy has been rescued from the hands of evil by the Nigeria army. We pray that Allah grants her good health, complete recovery, peace of mind, and strength after everything she had been through. Major General Abubakar's death in custody was thought to have been the result of health complications. In a statement issued on Monday, the military said the mission to rescue his wife followed intensified search and rescue efforts. Now, during sustained offensive operations and pressure mounted on the criminal elements, troops made contact with the bandits, leading to the successful recovery of Mrs. Abubakar, said Sumaila Uba, the Director of Defense for Defense's Information. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is Starr Radio UK, and this is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Now, one other story from Nigeria, and then we come to Ghana, where we will bring the program to a close from there as well. The chances of the presidential candidates of African Democratic Congress, Atiku Abubakar, that of the governor of Osun State, Ademola Adeleke, and the presidential candidates of the Accord Party, Gbenga Olawepo Hashim, contesting in the next presidential and governorship election appear threatened as a federal high court sitting in Abuja on Monday ordered the Independent National Electoral Commission to deregister their parties. Atiku and Olawepo Hashim are contesting the presidential election on the platform of their respective parties, while Adeleke is the governorship candidate for the Accord Party in the August of cycle election in Osun State. The parties listed in the suit and affected by the court order apart from the ADC include Accord Action Alliance, Action People's Party, and Zenith Labour Party. Now, Justice Peter Lifu, who made the order in the judgment, held that the affected parties breached Section 225 of the Nigerian Constitution. Well, checks show that the section quoted by the judge gives INEC the power to deregister political parties that did not win any elective position in the previous round of elections at the federal, state, and local government levels. The judge's order came a few hours after ADC announced a former governor, Rivers State, Rotimi Amechi, as the vice presidential candidate of their party. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Starr Radio UK, and this is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Well, legal gymnastics taking place. Well. Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. We're now moving on. In Ghana, the president or the presidency has provided further details on why compensation expenditure at the office of the president is projected to rise from 100 million in 2025 to 248 million in 2026, following questions raised in a joy analysis research of the presidency latest staffing report. The analysis published on Monday found that President Mohammed's administration had reduced political appointees at the presidency from 357 in 2023 to 233 in 2025, a decline of 124 positions based on the latest publicly available reports. However, while staffing numbers had fallen, the 2026 budget projected compensation at the office of the president will increase by about 148% from 100 million in 2025 to 248 in 2026. The article did not attribute the increase to any single factor. Instead, it outlined several possible explanations, including the impact of revised Article 71 salary determination changes in staffing levels after 2025 and the possibility of outstanding compensation obligations. The publication prompted a response from the presidency. The presidency subsequently held a press briefing seeking to explain the reason behind the sharp rise in compensation at the office of the president. Well, is that justified enough? Are you feeling yeah, I got it, so it's good to go on that path? What do you think about all that? Ladies and gentlemen, this is Starr Radio UK, and this is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. But in reaction to that, the opposition parties are saying that Mohammed's lean government claim is misleading when full appointees are being given being compensated for whatever or getting huge sums of money virtually. So it's like if you have employed lots of people, that would have brought you the same thing. So what do you think? But ladies and gentlemen, this is Starr Radio. Okay. One other story, and then we move on from there. Oh, I think it's eluded me. Okay, let me bring you this one and we go. The Ghana Police Service has announced the arrest of a suspect in connection with the murder of Innocentia Etsufi Avenu, a University of Cape Coast student who was found dead after she went missing for several days. According to a statement shared on its official social media handles on June 16, 2026, the suspect, Michael Mensah, was arrested yesterday, June 15, 2026. The police added that the suspect was the person who drove the deceased to Hatchland Beach, where she was last seen. The Ghana Police Service has arrested suspect Michael Mensah, age 39, for the murder of Innocentia Etsufi Avenu. The suspect was arrested by the IGP Cyber Vetting and Enforcement Team on June 15, 2026 at about 19:15 hours at the Pedu Lorry Station in Cape Coast, following sustained intelligence-led operation. A preliminary investigation have revealed that on June 11, at about 18:48 hours, the suspect, who claims to be a teacher by profession but also works as a driver, picked the deceased up from Ayensu Plaza within the University of Cape Coast hostel enclave and took her to Hatchland Beach, where she was last seen, the police said. It added investigations continue. Any further development will be duly communicated. Innocentia Etsufi Avenu was a 20-year-old student of the University of Cape Coast, was found dead at the beach in the central region after being reported missing by her family. According to reports, Innocentia, a level 200 student, was seen on June 11, 2026 at a Yensu Plaza hostel on the UCC campus. She was reportedly wearing a black dress when she left the hostel. Ladies and gentlemen, on that sad note, I want to say thank you very much for tuning in today to listen to us on the Starr Radio UK Monday edition of the morning show. Tomorrow, God willing, we'll not be having a live program because of some update work that will be going on. But God willing, on Thursday, we'll be in, bring you everything that you need to know. But until then, let me say thank you very, very much for tuning in. It's been a pleasure coming your way, and I will see you all on Thursday. I am your one and only Archie, and I say God bless, and I'm out like that. Bye!
Running a business or managing your personal finances? Let GIL Accountancy Services take the stress away. As trusted chartered accountants and business advisors, we help you stay compliant, save tax, and grow with confidence. Whether you're self-employed, a landlord, run a limited company, or a charity, our tailored solutions are built for you. Claim your free initial consultation today. Call 079-61-248-834 or email Dan at gilaccountants.com. GIL Accountancy Services, your partners in success.
This is Starr Radio UK.
Thanks for listening. We hope you enjoyed the show.